I got it. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. That was.
Chairman, Commissioners, it's 3 p.m. and we are live on Facebook.
Commissioners, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. Call to order. Today is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026 for Valencia County Planning and Zoning Commission. Moving on to the second action item, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody could stand up and remove their hats. Commissioner Chavez, if you would please lead us in the
Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Please take your seat. Moving right along, item number 3, approval of the agenda. Have all the commissioners had the opportunity to look over the agenda for this evening's meeting?
Yes.
Is there any problems or
No.
anything like that? Everything's good? Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept the approval of the agenda. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion and the second? Hearing none, call to order, or call to vote. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. Moving right along. Going to item number 4, which would be approval of the January 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meetings. Have all the commissioners had an opportunity to look at the meetings from last month? Is
Yes. Yep.
there any questions? Comments? Changes? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion
Second.
with a second. Any discussion on the motion in the second? Hearing none, call to vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. All right, moving right along. Item number 5, staff reports. Mr. Baca?
Chairman, Commissioners, so to report, we did have a zone change number 2025-091 heard on February the 18th by the Board of County Commission. This was approved at that meeting with a vote of 5-0. It was also recommended by this board to be approved with a vote of 4-0 during the November meeting of 2025. Other than that, I don't have anything else to report right now, and I stand for any questions.
Commissioners,
None.
have anything for staff? I think everything's been going absolutely fantastic. The staff is doing a remarkable job, and I appreciate everything that you do. Again, like I reiterate, whether it's during a meeting or when we're not in meeting, you guys make us look good, and I applaud your performance and everything that you do for us. So just putting that out there.
Thank you, Chairman.
Moving right along, item number 6, the swearing in of participants. So if you are here for any of the action items, if you're here to speak in favor of any of the action items, and if you're here to speak against any of the action items, or you're going to come forward to speak, please stand up now, and I need to swear you in. Okay, I state your name.
I, Ryan Baca,
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Okay, thank you. Have a seat. All right. Moving right along, action item 7A, conditional use number 2026-009, District 4, P and Z Commissioner Sublet, Board of County Commissioner Bazell. Mr. Baca.
Chairman Commissioners, before you this afternoon is the request for the conditional use number 2026-009. This is in District 4, P and Z Commissioner Sublet, Board of County Commission Bazell. Terry S. Chavez requests a conditional use to operate a daycare facility in conjunction with their principal dwelling. Legal description, subdivision land of Danny Griego, lot C2B, 1.0 acres, map 96, 2000 revision, also known as 13 Venta Road, Belen, New Mexico, 87002, UPC 1-006-030-346-295, followed by 6 zeros, currently zoned Rural Residential District 2, RR2. And the applicant is here to present to you guys this evening, and I stand for any questions.
We have the applicant present. If you could come forward, sign in, and please state your name for the record.
Good evening, Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Terry. I am the owner of property at 13 Belen, 13 Venta. I am requesting approval of a conditional use permit to operate a small home-based family daycare for 5 children, which are my description of use, and I have, am I allowed to approach them?
No. We'll have somebody get it from you. I don't mean to, I'm sorry, I was writing,
Wow.
I was writing notes and I'm
Wow.
sorry if I came off. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. So, but no,
He's really not that mean.
I
He's okay.
apologize. I'm trying to do all the notes and everything and I was like, no. So it's just, so if you can give it to Mr. Baca, then he'll get it to us, okay? So I'm sorry if that came out rude. I apologize. I know, I just.
There's no exterior modifications proposed. The home will continue to appear and function as a single-family residence, consisting with the surrounding neighborhood. And no changes or anything. Neighborhood compatibility and traffic. All fencing, yard space, and parking are already in place. All 5 children are from the same family. Drop-off and pickup will occur in a single vehicle once in the morning around 7 o'clock, and then they're picked up around 5:30 in the evening. Because it's one vehicle, the traffic impact is minimal and consistent with normal resident activity. Safety and compliance. I will comply with all state and New Mexico licensing requirements for family child daycare homes and maintain all required safety standards, including fire safety, child-proofing, and secure outdoor play areas. And in those packets that I gave you, I actually put some pictures of the backyard and all of our courtyard is completely fenced in where they cannot get out. The gate has a very high lock, so they cannot open it or get out as well. So we are on an acre of land, but the back of my house has that courtyard for we keep. So they are not on the outside.
Mr. Baca, could we put an overhead? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's dead end. There's no new traffic at all.
Sorry, it's okay. We also live on a dead end, so there is 2 houses before ours, and then ours is at the end, so there is no through traffic on our road. It's just my first neighbor, my second neighbor, and us. So no through traffic at all. Public benefit, this home-based daycare will provide a needed service to working families in Valencia County while maintaining the residential character of the neighborhood. Future expansion, I do not plan to expand beyond the 5 children. I understand that this is conditional use permit is specific to this operation, and I will comply with all county regulations if anything changes in the future. Closing, for these reasons, I respectfully request approval of this conditional use permit. I am happy to answer any of the questions the commission has.
Okay, so Terry,
Yes,
5 children, grandkids.
yes.
So do you plan on doing any other children other than family?
No, just for right now, those 5. That's all. That's enough.
So are you, and I don't want to know any amounts or anything like that, but are you getting paid to watch your grandchildren?
Yes. That with the new universal childcare that
Mhm.
just came through,
Mhm.
that's the one of the requirements is to have, if you're registered, you can only watch 4, but my daughter has 5 kids. So to watch all 5, I have to have a license, is what the state told me.
Got you.
Because registered can only have 4.
And you have that license?
Yes, I do. I have a registration, but I don't have the license. I'm registered, but I'm not licensed. This will give me the
Right.
license. Yeah.
Right. So so you have no plans and you are saying to us right now that you're not going to watch anybody but family children.
Yes.
So if,
Well, because right now they're still all tiny. They're like 7, 5, a set of twins that are 3, and then a baby that's 3 months. So I still have a while till they get to school. So I don't want to bring on any more than I can't handle. Do you know what I'm saying? Or is,
I guess it's not about bringing on more children. It's about what is, I'm trying to figure out what's going through your mind as to why you're doing this. But if you're doing it strictly for family and you're not going to be like a daycare where you're going to be advertising in the
Right.
paper or something like that, saying, hey, I've got an opening, you know,
No advertisements at all.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
but even if you had an opening for some reason, maybe a couple years from now, the oldest child is like, I'm going to be in school all day long, you know, so, and you're like, well, I'm going to bring on,
If that does happen and there does come to changes, then I will definitely have to check with the commission to find out if there's what I need to update for that. But until I do, these are the only 5 that I've really set today, right? These are what I have right now.
Mhm.
And these are what but if there is any changes, then I will follow the rules or whatever I need to do. And I need to also talk to the state as well, because if you can't just add any child, you have to call them, let them know, they come to your house, they check things out. And so if there is any changes, I'll follow any steps I need to move forward.
okay.
Did
But
I
you,
answer your question?
yeah, it answers my question. I'm just saying you're specifically doing it for family
Yes.
so that all of that is squared away, right?
Yes. In fact, I've been watching them since once my first grandchild was born well, I have one that's 9, but his mom doesn't work. So when my 7-year-old was born, then I quit my job just to stay with them, because it's really important to have that foundation with your kids.
Right. And I understand that.
Yeah.
And so that's why it kind of confuses me at first right now to say, well, why would I would think that, which you verify that you've always been doing it.
Yes,
So now, but then in your opening statement, you said it's to meet the requirements for certain eligibilities that the children and the parents are looking at, right?
Yes, because this is new to me too, like
Right.
getting signed on with the state. Before it was just me watching the kids, but now,
I can understand
yeah,
that.
now getting registered and licensed, it's different.
Okay. Commissioners?
Makes sense to me.
Makes good sense. However, Mr. Baca, did we get any of the other agencies? Because there was a couple of agencies on this that hadn't responded.
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, you should have in your packets the department reviews. It includes everything. The only one we didn't hear back from was the sheriff's department this time. But it does include, I believe fire did state that they would have to come and check the property for a
Yep.
daycare.
I'm not seeing my reviews on this.
Tab 7.
I'm sorry? You,
Commissioners, it's on tab seven.
thank you.
Chairman, I do have an extra copy if you'd like.
No, I got it. I got it.
Okay,
Thank you. And Terry, you don't have any problems with the Valencia County Sheriff's Department, right?
No,
Okay.
I don't want any either.
Commissioners, we got anything?
Yeah, of course.
And thank you for being here. but-
Yeah, sure.
Looking at the picture above you, behind you, and it's like you've got some general landscaping going on, right?
Yes,
Okay, that's a good thing. And you're not gonna have more than 2 employees, correct?
no,
Okay. And it's not gonna interfere with your neighbors whatsoever. You talked about being on a cul-de-sac, so there's not gonna be really any additional traffic that's gonna be noticeable.
no. The same traffic that's been happening the last 7 years is the same. No changes.
Really no liability issues with the rest of your neighborhood.
No, in fact,
So thank you for doing what you're doing.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat and we'll call you back up here in just a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right. If there's anybody present that wishes to come forward and speak in favor of this proposal, now's the time. So is there anybody present that wishes to come forward and speak in favor of this proposal? Hearing none, is there anybody present that wishes to come forward and speak against this proposal? Again, if you'd like to speak against this proposal, now's the time for you to step forward. Okay, hearing none, commissioners? No? Okay, this is my district. So I'm going to make a motion to approve.
Second.
So is there there's a motion with a second? Any discussion on the motion in the second?
No.
Hearing none, call to vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublette, how do you vote?
Yes. All right, moving right along. Oh, did you want this back?
Nope, that's for you.
Okay.
Chairman Commissioners, I will add it into the record as well.
Huh?
I will add that into the record as well for the packet.
Yeah. So go ahead and come forward real quick.
To me, they're personal pictures.
Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that you gave us that, but I'm sorry? Oh, but everything's got to be kind of public. So I just scanned through it and I
Okay.
didn't want to, so,
No worries.
but they're like
Okay.
family pictures. And so,
Take that.
yeah, so we'll get them picked up and
Okay.
give them back to you. So,
Okay.
but I just don't think that we need to put that into the packet or anything like that, but
Okay.
so that's why
I just wanted to make sure you knew that the house was safe, the backyard was safe.
yeah, I understand. And
Okay.
so I don't know if we do need to keep one of these just to put in the record. So then that way, if anybody were to come back later on and say, hey,
Yeah.
you.
Chairman Commissioners, she did provide an extra copy for staff, so I
Okay.
do have a copy of everything. I'll add it into the
Thank you.
packet for
So
public
that's
record.
all. It's,
Okay.
you've got a beautiful family and all that stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, Terry. Have a wonderful day. Okay, moving right along to action item 7B. Variance number 2026-010, District 2, P and Z Commissioner Freeman, Board of County Commissioner Richardson. Mr. Baca?
Chairman Commissioners, before you this afternoon is the request for the variance number 2026-010. This is District 2, P and Z Commissioner Freeman, Board of County Commissioner Richardson, Maria Garcia and Jorge Gutierrez Marufo. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Request a variance of 14 feet to the minimum side yard setback requirement of 15 feet to adjust the property lines to eliminate the detached garage encroaching on the neighboring property. Legal description: subdivision of land of Sandra J. Lomax, tract 12A1, 1.44 acres, also known as 1 Freedom Way, Los Lunas, New Mexico, 87031, UPC 1016038315055, followed by 6 zeros, currently zoned Rural Residential District 1, RR1, and I do stand for any questions.
Thank you. Is the petitioner present? Please come forward, sign in, and state your name for the record, okay?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for your time today and taking this under consideration. My name is Veronica Herrera. I'm here with Fierro and Company. We're a surveying company, and I am here to represent Miss Maria Garcia and
Hold on
Jorge
just a second.
Gutierrez
You
Marrufo.
got the proper paperwork for her?
Chairman Commissioners, yes, Veronica does have authorization to present.
Continue.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, also I'd like to make known that the property owners are here in the event that you need any questions answered or further clarification that I may not be able to provide you here today. First, if I could, I'd like to provide a brief summary of the circumstances involved in this case. My clients, Ms. Garcia and Mr. Marufo, are the property owners of both 1 and 3 Freedom Way. They're the legal owners' title of record. In 2022, they did enter into an informal arrangement, verbal agreement to convey the property to a friend. They did so. And so there was a sequence of events that happened where the property owner of 1 Freedom Way inadvertently constructed a shed. It's about 30 by 30 in dimension within the 15-foot required setback. Subsequent to having placed a mobile home in that garage on 1 Freedom Way, they then sold it through that informal arrangement to Mr. Gomez in about 2022. It was at that time where this encroachment was in fact discovered. And so they entered into an agreement. There's a court case involved where they entered into a stipulated agreement that they would adjust the lot line to remove the encroachment. At the time that they entered into this stipulated agreement, they were not aware of the setback requirement or that being an issue because our company, Fierro and Company, proceeded to apply for a lot line adjustment, which was denied because of the existing garage violating the 15-foot setback. Excuse me, I would like to say that Mr. Marufo, at the time that he did construct the shed in 2019, did so based upon a marker that was placed on his land from the person who delivered his mobile home, and that stake had always been there. In talking to the property owner, we believe that that miscalculation in the property line came about because possibly the person that placed the mobile home measured from the easement, the roadway easement versus the property line, and therefore he's off quite a bit on where he built his shed, the garage. They did secure a permit, but again, it was an inadvertent mistake on the part of the owner. It wasn't negligent. He didn't foresee it to be a problem of this magnitude, but here we are today. And he's made every good faith effort to work it out with the neighbor and move forward and finish the complete and final disposition conveyance of his property to Mr. Gomez. And with that, I stand for any questions.
Explain to me why there's a court order.
There's a court order because when they both became aware that the garage was encroaching on 3 Freedom Way, Mr. Gomez.
Now the garage is encroaching on the other property or encroaching in the 15-foot setback?
Both.
Both.
So yes, it's within the setback area, but the thing that prompted the court action is the encroachment onto 3 Freedom Way. So what these two neighbors wanted to do was to adjust the lot line to remove the encroachment, however, not being aware that it's not as straightforward as it seems, because in order to accomplish a lot line adjustment, we are seeking a variance. So although they agreed to that stipulation, we'll share the cost of the surveyor. We have to overcome the fact that there is that setback violation.
So in order for you to get the setback, you have to get the variance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Who owns both properties?
The legal owner of record is Maria Garcia and Jorge Gutierrez Marrufo, and of lots 1 and 2. The equitable owner is Enrique Gomez Marquez. And when I say equitable, meaning that there has been consideration exchanged for the property. However, the title hasn't yet been transferred or deeded because they're still in the process of paying the balance on that.
Okay. And from the look of the map I'm looking at, there's a considerable amount of property that would be reallocated to the owners of one property.
Right.
Is that understood?
I'm not sure what you're looking at, but I did submit a proposed plat and a site plan. And I can, maybe if we bring it up, I can explain to you how we're trying to remove the encroachment.
Mr. Baca?
Chairman
would you bring
Commissioners,
that
would you like me to pull up the proposed
Please.
plat? Okay.
Mhm.
So while they're doing that, so one of the issues is that the person who's buying the vacant lot wants to assure he gets 1 acre.
Yes.
Okay, and that both parties agree to this, both,
Yes.
okay, I'm just trying to
Right.
make sure.
And that was one of the challenging things with the lot line adjustment is also as a condition of approval of the replat, we have to maintain that lot size.
Correct, and that's why it's
Right.
adjusted like.
There's
That's why it's
Okay.
offset like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
Chairman Commissioners, you can see the plat here on the screen. So the line in question is here identified as shed. It's that line just to the south of that.
Mhm.
so they're really asking for a 1-foot variance. Yes, not.
A 14-foot.
14 feet.
14-foot.
Chairman Commissioners, they are asking for a 14-foot, so the requirement is 15 feet. They want to set it at approximately a foot from that property line, so it's a total of 14 feet of variance.
14 feet, okay.
And after reviewing the plat, once it was submitted, there is a little bit of the footprint of the foundation that does actually touch right on that property line. So if we were reviewing this today on this document, it would be a 0-foot setback
Zero lot line.
because of
Right.
that foundation.
So even if this was to be granted today, that'd still be out of, it wouldn't be within the bounds of the county to allow that, right? I mean, there could still, later on, litigation could come forward because it's encroaching in that extra foot. If we give a 14-foot variance,
So as approval, you would have to amend the approval of it today. If it is approved, that would be something you would have to do is amend that distance on it.
Be a 15-foot.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. And the public notices and stuff went out before we received this specific copy. So we were under the impression it was going to be a full setback because we had only seen the walls of the structure, not the foundation. And on this plat, it does include that little strip of foundation
Right.
that extends beyond the walls, and that
Sure.
puts that at almost right on that property line. And one other thing is, based on what I read on the court order, it states that they need to be allocated an equal amount of property, which was based on the real estate contract. Nothing in that states that this has to be a straight line drawn straight across this property in any way.
right.
I just wanted to clarify that.
But we don't stand as engineers. We don't stand as, so we can't make a decision on that, but that's,
What's the ramification of approving?
so if we approve it the way it's written now, then later on litigation could come forward because they're asking for 14 feet on a 15-foot variance.
Right.
But in all actuality, the corner of that shed, the foundation is taking up the whole
Right
15 feet,
Yeah.
you know? So if we were to approve it the way it were now, then if somebody called foul, they could still go after it in a legal manner. So we could change it here and say, well, we'll give the whole 15-foot variance,
Right.
but it's not my district, it's not on me.
The other property owner that's encroaching on is agreeable to this
Yes,
variance.
I have spoken with his representative. His name is,
See here?
no, he's not here, but I did call and advise him, and they also, I believe, received notice in the mail of this hearing today. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. But I will say at the time of the stipulated agreement, I think at the time people don't know what they don't know that they didn't know. And so they entered into this agreement that says, okay, we're perfectly fine with this. We'll adjust the lot line. We'll move forward. We'll finish the conveyance. You'll give me your deed and we'll be on our way. So when they did try to accomplish that, we moved forward with the plating application, and then it was not approved because of this variance. So I don't think at the time they were aware of the fact that the variance was an issue in addition to the encroachment.
At the time, you're meaning when they built the shed?
Well, when they built the shed, Mr. Marufo, after speaking with him, and if you look at the plat of the property, there's Meadow Lake is a roadway easement, and what we believe may have happened in about 2016, I apologize, when they put in their mobile home. The person who delivered the mobile home marked the property line, but we believe he did so measuring from the easement line versus the property line, because when Mr. Marufo built the shed, he did so believing he was, what was it? The distance, 45 feet that's noted on the permit?
Yeah, so Chairman Commissioners, that's correct. The approved detached garage permit showed a 45-foot setback to that southern property line.
Setback from Meadow Lake.
No, sir. From that southern property line, the one that we're currently looking at for a variance, the application, I can pull that up as well if you would like to see the site plan from the application.
45
It
foot?
indicated that they were going to be setting from the southern property line, 45 feet north of that would be the closest edge of that detached garage.
I don't even see where they could even
Oh, you could
see that, because
mess
it's
that up.
144 feet on that southern acre. It's 144 feet north to south, right? Roughly 144.47.
197.
197.
Yeah.
So how could they say that it's 45 feet?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, the measurements are definitely all wrong.
Right.
Oops.
Can you pull up the GIS on that, please?
According to that map,
Yeah, that's
that's way off.
yeah, that's
The trailer's even across it.
Yeah, it's right there in the corner. But if the original owner who owns the two lots, and if he wanted to put a trailer in the middle and a garage in the middle, I mean, I could totally understand that. He wants space around all that stuff. A few years later, it's like, hey, he wants to sell it, or somebody comes up and says, hey, sell me an acre. He's like, okay, I'm down for that. But then his previous plans have kind of put a damper on that. But according to Veronica, correct?
Mhm.
He built the garage in 2019,
I believe so, yes.
and then he sold the extra acre or the southern acre in 2022, but yet that extra acre has not been fully paid for, so the title isn't transferred yet. So it's still in financing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So,
But it's an important point that you bring up that there was some contiguity of ownership.
Right, no,
And Mr. Marufo wasn't looking to make a buck. I mean, if anything,
Sure.
Mr. Gomez was a friend of his. They entered into this informal arrangement, trusting that there would be no issues. But he wasn't looking to sell the property. He was approached and asked, and I'm not saying it was a favor to Mr. Gomez, but it was rather informal and it was okay, not foreseeing that this would be an issue later on.
I would think we'd have to, if we did approve it, we would have to do the 15-foot.
okay.
Is zero is what I would think, because we don't want it coming back.
Commissioners?
What's your thoughts of that?
My only thought is that if it's come to this point, I mean, we want to make sure that, and it seems like the neighbors are being amicable about it.
Yeah.
You know, they're saying, listen, if I give you 2 feet here, you give me 2 feet there, then that way
Yeah.
we both have 1 acre, you know, so that they're being amicable about it. But if you give a variance to the one so that everybody can be happy in the deal, but then later on it goes south. You know how neighbors, sometimes you're friends with your neighbors, other times you're not. And then all of a sudden so if we have them redraw it where, I don't know.
I think the court order almost speaks for itself.
Okay,
And the court order says that the parties agree with the decision and that this agreement resolves all disputes between the parties with regard to the property at number 3 Freedom Way. The court will only retain jurisdiction over this matter to ensure the properties comply with this agreement. So we can blame the courts if something's wrong. What the court said.
well, okay, and Commissioner Moran, I mean, you're absolutely right on that, but we only have the side of one party right here. The other party didn't show up. How do we react to that?
That's there.
Oh, well,
Then it's okay with that.
so as long as,
Yeah. I mean, if you don't come in, you don't speak, you don't have a voice, we go with like voting, right?
They were a part of the court order, weren't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they agreed to it.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
So the court order, yeah, we'll blame it on the court. You can do that.
no, I can't do that. This is not my district.
Court order.
Oh,
Okay, so do we need to, go ahead.
Oh, may I add, because I know there's some concern about the way it's worded on the agenda and the public notice that went out, that we're talking about a 14-foot variance. I'm not sure if you shared the most updated site plan that I sent in, I believe, last Friday. So the actual physical structure is 3 feet away. But you're right, the concrete does pretty much create a 0 lot line. So in the most current site plan that I sent over, it is measuring about 0.33. If we need to revise our survey to make that a whole foot so that it conforms with your approval today, if we're so lucky to gain your approval today, we can revise that survey to where we give the whole
Mr. Baca,
foot.
could you revert back to that last picture that showed what the new survey would look like?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second here.
And is there any way you can zoom in on that a little bit? I want to zoom into that bottom corner of the garage that shows the new survey line that comes across from west to east, and then it's got that little
Got it.
zigzag. So
Gotcha.
each party concerned is getting their ample amount, and that's what you guys are doing, right? You did the survey or the
Yes.
resurvey, the replotting and all that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, right there. So commissioners, you see where that is going on, right? So what Veronica is saying is that, and this is the new one that you brought in Friday, correct?
Yes, this site plan up
Yeah.
now, yes.
So the corner there, it doesn't actually hit the new property line, because the new property line would be the darker one.
right.
The foundation comes up to that new property line.
close to it.
Right, it's going to take up the whole 15 feet. Right? Okay, so that's what she's referring to when it comes to that shed.
Well, I think she just said that it's 0.33 away from it,
Yeah, it's got but you have to do the variances by a foot. So
5 foot.
yeah. So like you can see that one line that it says the 4-inch concrete width or 4 foot, whatever.
Would you explain what you meant by you could change it to make it a foot?
So I would propose it if you're all willing to grant a 14-foot variance. With that approval, we can then submit for the lot line adjustment plat. And we can do so adjusting that line further south so that it does come within a foot of the other property line. And Mr. Baca and the planning and zoning staff can make their approval contingent upon it being in conformance with your approval today, that it's a 14-foot setback. So the site plan I have with me today doesn't show that, but I propose that's a good solution, is to just shift that a little further so that it goes down the entire foot. So it wouldn't be in conflict with any 14-foot variance approval.
I have a question though. In order for the buyer to assure he's going to have an acre, you're going to have to move the property line up closer to the mobile home.
Yes.
Will that be within the restrictions for setbacks for a home?
So, Chairman Commissioners, based on the current site plan, it shows that modular home to the north is 21.68 feet from the southern property line currently. And the modular home on the southern property is 28 feet from the property line to the north of it. So there is some leeway there. It's a 15-foot side yard or backyard setback in this.
So if
zoning.
both properties are willing to negotiate or work with each other, currently it's like this. Can we move it another 5 feet, 5 inches, which will give us 15 feet from the mobile home? And then we give special consideration for the shed, which would be closer to 5 feet instead of the 1 foot.
Yes.
5
Not 5
inches
feet.
or 5
5
feet?
5 feet for the shed instead of just 1 foot, 5 foot.
He's proposing
But
instead of the 1 foot here,
Right.
bring
Move
the
it
5
down
foot here.
5 foot and
Right.
put this one up 5 foot.
Right.
But I mean, do you really need to do it that much?
Well, moving the survey, that'll give us 15 feet for the mobile home and it'll give us an additional 5 feet from the shed.
Yeah,
Is that something?
I think what they're also trying to avoid is disfiguring the lot dimensions. So we already have a pretty clean rectangle, if not for this jog. I think it would cause more disruption to shift it more than what it already we're proposing. But I think if we move further south to where it's an entire foot at the rear of the property, we would also do that to the north front, to the front of the property. We would just shift it to where we can still maintain the lot size requirement.
What kind of fencing is around the property, if any?
I'm not aware, but the property owner's here. I'm more than happy to ask him. He was sworn in when he came in today.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
We'll call him up in a little bit here.
Okay.
And the reason I'm asking is because with the structure that close to the property line, if ever a fire breaks out, then that's one of my biggest concerns, is that there's not enough room between the structure and the fence line to put out a fire. Or if that fencing is of wood, it would catch fire.
All right.
No issues with wells or septics? Making a big adjustment like that?
We would have to ask the applicant.
Yeah.
Can we do a stipulation because they asked for a 14-foot variance, that if we were to vote to approve it with a stipulation of moving the survey to make sure that's a foot?
Writing it.
Hmm?
Just wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Um,
But I wouldn't say on the variance, I would, well, I think we need to go through the process and then we can discuss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just saw that there may be an issue with what I've proposed. And I'm sure we could have this addressed too. The water meter that's at the front of the property, adjacent to, or perpendicular to Freedom Way. If we do move up the additional foot on this leg of the property line to make room for the additional entire foot at the rear of the property, it might be an issue with the water meter. So I think we've kind of maxed out what we can do.
Chairman, Commissioners, can we get clarification? Looking here at the parcel map, there's also a small
Right,
shed,
I was. just
probably too
noticing-
small to be permitted, so we wouldn't have had to go through that process. But just to kind of acknowledge if that would be split by these property lines or not, based on the current configuration.
They want table?
Huh?
You think she wants a table?
I don't know. I'm thinking so, but I think we go through the process and then we ask, but this is on Mr. Richardson. Okay. Butch, this is on you. What would you like to do?
Can we have the property owner come up?
And I'm happy to interpret if there's something that she may not.
Hi,
understand.
my name is Jorge Gutierrez.
Okay. Is
Go
that
ahead and sign
fenced?
in.
Oh, did you
You
sign
sign
in?
Yeah, I did.
Is that property line, is that fenced?
Well, I don't have a fence now, but that's why we want to get all this fixed so we can build our fence. And like he was saying, like we have that little shell, a 10 by 10. I will move that out of the way when we get the new line. So, like she was saying, that we have to get all everything this fixed. It's really been a while, and
Did you build the garage?
yeah, I hired some guys to build it.
Yeah, and you're saying you weren't aware of the setbacks at that time?
Yeah, I didn't know because the guy, like she was saying, the contractor that set up my mobile home, he just made a mention and he said, "Oh, your property is all the way up here." So I went from that state when I built my garage, and I made a big mistake there.
That is a mistake on you.
Yeah,
He went from his steak.
Oh,
yeah, I went
But
from
it's a mistake on you.
Yeah, I went from that state, so I
Right.
made a big
Yeah,
mistake.
no, we understand. And we know that there was a mistake done, so that's not a problem. I mean, it, you know, it's a problem now, but that's what we're here to do, fix it.
Like she was saying, me and Mr. Gomez went to court, and we make the agreement with the judge to make the new line with the serrator, and so the garage can stay there, and because, and so I can sign the title, no?
Deed, uh-huh.
Yeah, the deed to them, and they have to pay me $5,000 back to me.
Mhm.
So they were okay with everything on the court.
And it's important to note too, they're also sharing in the expense of the plating action.
So are both properties on the same water?
Yeah, we have a water well, but
Huh.
each property has what's this?
A well?
Yeah.
So I don't understand the meter.
Yeah, the water
Yeah, how
meter.
come there's a water meter with,
Yeah, each acre has a water meter to open and close it when every mobile home needs to.
so you don't have a personal well on each property?
No, we share a well for the 4 acres right there in that
Right,
neighborhood.
yeah, that's what I meant when I asked. So yeah, everybody's sharing one well.
Yeah, 4 acres.
Hmm.
Wow.
Owns that water meter.
So you think that water meter wouldn't allow that change?
I don't know that I know enough about the water meter, why it's there, but surely
You can move it.
another solution could be that Mr. Gomez would grant an easement for the water meter, but would that bus be net acreage?
Well, there's
Porque
already
hay
an
dos water
easement
meters. Sí.
Oh,
there.
Sí, hay dos. There's 2 water meters. If you guys prove the new line, I gotta just move my water, the water meter to my land. I work for Start Paving, we do construction, so we can go ahead and move that.
So you would move your water meter to
Yeah.
be completely on your property?
Yeah, I will. So that's pretty simple.
That
for
answers
me.
that.
So where are the other water meters? Because we're
Would,
talking,
would, would the other property owner's water meter then be on their property?
Yeah, it will be okay. Only mine. I have to move the one Freedom Way. Where I live at, I have to move that one. Only a couple feet, so it can be inside of the new line.
and what are the other 2 properties that are being fed by that well?
What have they got to do with anything?
You got a well feeding 4 properties.
Yeah, that's a community well,
Well,
is that's what they do up
okay,
there.
no, and I understand that, but by the testimony, once he gets all this done, he's gonna put a fence around it. So who's gonna be in charge of the well? If he's the property owner, he's in charge of the well.
No, he's just putting a fence to his water meter, not the well.
No, he said he's gonna put a fence around his property, right?
Yeah, my property, but the water well is all the way to the corner. It's not even in no properties.
Yeah,
Okay.
the well's not, yeah. Well, if he can move that.
So going back to
Anything else?
Veronica's proposal is that if they were to move, if they were to bring the property line on the west side down an extra foot, the property line on the east side up an extra foot. And that was her proposal. Then that would meet it. And if the one that's being brought up or the one that's being brought down, if that hits the water meter, then Mr. Jorge would say, Jorge said that he could move his own meter and that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
So it seems like, so why did you go to court? Who took who to court?
We
question.
went to court because we gotta fix this with the new line, and so I couldn't sell the land to him after we approved that we have a new line. So we took this to court to just let the judge what will happen.
But he's been paying you in good faith. You've received money and he's been paying you regularly in good faith, correct?
Yeah, he only owed me $5,000. He will pay me when we get everything fixed.
So he's just wanting to finalize this. And so to finalize it, so there's no bad blood between you and your neighbor, correct?
No, not bad.
So you guys are, you don't have to be friends, but you're not like
No.
trying to sue each other or nothing like that. You're just making sure that everything is done the right
Yeah.
way. Okay, that makes sense. So the judge set down an order saying, hey, you guys are wanting to be fair to each other. You're being very amicable with each other and you're willing to work with each other. So then you went and Veronica's firm, they come and they say, hey, this is the best way we think that it's possible that we can do it, right? But then now we just realized that there's a little bit more to it than the 14-foot variance. You need a 15-foot variance on a 50, or if you move the property line, then that's going to move the variance line. And then what we're voting for on now would be covered because the property line has been moved, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So my understanding with the issue, I believe you're referencing is the fact that the agenda is written for
For a
a
14
14-foot
foot,
variance.
right,
And
right.
right now, we're at 0.
right.
So
So you're
the-
at 15 foot,
I
right?
propose to make up the difference and make it 1 so that we would conform to any decision that you make here today.
Okay,
And you can do that.
I'm confident now that Mr. Marufo explained the construction of that water meter and how it could just be
Be
moved.
moved.
I think we're, 0.67 feet away from making it a foot.
Foot.
I think that's negligible, and I don't think that we would bust the lot line requirement, because what we do to one side, we're doing to the other side, so I believe we could make it work.
Okay. That's all I got.
okay, go ahead, have a seat, and we'll call you back up in a second. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you all, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, is there anybody present wishing to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner? Now's your chance. If you'd like to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner, please come forward. Go ahead. Come on forward, sign in and state your name for the record, okay?
Sally Duran, who live at 5 Freedom Way.
I'm
The
sorry, say it again.
Sally Duran, we live at
Sally?
5 Freedom Way, or we own 5 Freedom Way, which the water well is on.
Mhm.
And from what I understand, number 7 is the one that manages the water for all the properties, but I don't have a problem with them doing it. I think he should be able to do that. So that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner? Hearing none, is there anybody present that wishes to come forward and speak against the petitioner? Now is your opportunity to come forward and speak against this proposal. Okay, hearing none, commissioners?
I think that it's acceptable with that condition, is my opinion.
So 14 foot on the condition that the survey is adjusted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, because if it isn't adjusted, what we say is incorrect. Right?
Right. This is what I wrote down. I was thinking that if you wanted to make an approval of this, the approval upon replat of property lines to extend on 1 extra foot south to north on 1 Freedom Way and an extra foot north to south on 3 Freedom Way. I believe that's correct. So that's the way I would kind of word it. But I don't know, that's up to you.
But we have to specifically say the 14 feet, or the 14-foot variance is approved.
Yeah,
based on-
approval upon.
Right.
Yeah, so, but
Chairman, Commissioners, I would recommend being careful on stating an exact number to raise and lower both sides of that,
Mhm.
because the surveyor is going to have to go out. Those lines aren't the exact same length.
right.
There's
They're
going to
not the
be,
exact same width, right?
yeah, so I would say just look specifically at the variance and the distance you're requiring for that. And the surveyor, as long as you state that it's got to be a minimum of 1 foot of setback from that property line,
Yeah.
the surveyor will be able to work that out on their end on what has to be adjusted on both of those
Okay.
lines accordingly.
Like I said, we're not. I'm just.
Yeah. So now I'm reversing that on you and saying it back to you,
I
basically.
know it's in the record. I know I got it in the record. But, and this is not my district, so,
Well, I
Commissioner-
believe, I think, like you stated, that's what we need to do to get this through. So I move to accept with that condition.
okay, motion on the floor? I'll second. Motion with the second. Any discussion on the motion in the second? Commissioner Richardson, are we going to leave the wording up to Mr. Baca for his?
Can we do that?
Yeah, well, yeah, essentially, we're approving it at 14 feet exactly. So we will work with the surveyor to amend the plat
Yes.
accordingly.
Yep.
So you guys are looking specifically at the survey. You're not approving the plat today,
Right,
just
we're
that
just-
distance for the setback.
Yes.
So we will work based on your decision today. We'll work with the surveyor to ensure that what you guys ask for is
So the
accomplished.
approval for the 14
14
foot
feet.
variance would be, has to be met by the surveyor creating it to be the 14 foot.
Yeah.
Correct. And we will ensure that when she does turn in the surveys, that they do meet that setback requirement.
Okay, and they understand that, correct?
Did you take notes? I'm just messing with you.
Okay, so any other discussion with the commission? Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes for approval.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. All right. Moving right along. We're going to action item 7C. Condition, excuse me, conditional use 2026-012, District 5, P and Z Commissioner Chavez and Board of County Commissioner Barry.
Chairman, Commissioners, before you this evening is a request for conditional use number 2026-012, District 5, P and Z Commissioner Chavez, BOCC Barry. Lizette Martinez Chavez requests a conditional use to allow parking of trucks and trailers for the trucking business R&A Transportation LLC, legal description, subdivision, modular city subdivision, lot 38.50 acre, also known as 1 Willow Road, Los Lunas, New Mexico, 87031, UPC 1010036483187, followed by 6 zeros, currently zoned Community Commercial District C1. And for this particular request, we did receive 7 letters of opposition. 5 of those did have standing and 2 did not, and they are included with your packets today. I stand for any questions, and the presenters are here today to present for you today, and I stand for any questions.
Do we have the petitioner present? Please come forward and sign in, state your name for the record.
My name is Lisa Martinez Chavez. I own 1 Willow Road. I'm here to apply for a conditional use permit in order to store the summer trailers for my trucking business named R&A Transportation. We have decided to close our business by the end of the year. We were really already struggling financially because of the insurance rates being too high. And given the unfortunate circumstances, we have decided to close. As a result, the summer trailers being stored at the property will be sold. No structures will be built on the property. The property is half an acre. It is a commercial use property, and it has 2 established driveways. One entrance is from Highway 47 and the other one is from Willow Road. We will not be connecting utilities as there won't be any structure built. Given the nature of our business, there's no clientele or visitors and no set hours of operation. There would not be significant traffic or noise added to the area because the trailers that are currently there will only leave the premises to be sold. No trailers will be added or replaced, so the number of trailers will only go down. There is a semi-truck currently parked at the property, but that is because the insurance does not allow us to move it right now. The semi-truck will leave the property within 2 weeks and it will not go back to being parked at the property. I also currently have an SUV and a large van on the property that will also be moved by the end of the possible conditional use. If allowed, this lot is intended to be used for storage only for a maximum of 10 months or the end of the year, which is pretty much the same. Our hope is to sell semi-trailers within 6 to 8 months, but we would like the possibility to keep them there for the 10-month allotment.
That it?
Yeah, any questions?
Help me out here.
Huh?
help me out here.
Okay, so, it's Lisa or Lizette?
Lisette.
Lizette?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or you can
so-
just say Liz if it's
Okay.
easier.
Okay, so this isn't my district, but I'm gonna help my esteemed commissioner there.
Okay.
So, so you're saying that you're only gonna do it, you only want this for till the end of this year? You're not looking for a permanent
No,
conditional use?
no.
And the business has
We're,
felt some
we're
hard
closing.
times?
Yes.
Okay.
We expect that we will no longer be insured. So you can't run a trucking business without insurance.
Sure.
So
Sure. So what assurances could you give us that after 1 year, everything is going to be off that lot?
Well, I don't I don't know what assurance I could give you other than the fact that, I have to close my business. I have really no other option.
Right, but so let's
So-
say, and forgive me for being so candid.
No, I
okay?
understand.
So let's say, okay, you have to close your business, so you're going to put for sale signs on the.
No,
Okay,
no.
so you're going to sell them
They will be,
internet or something
yeah,
like that?
yeah, we will not be doing any of that there.
Okay,
When they leave, they will leave because they are going either to auction or where we decide where they're gonna be sold.
okay.
Where it's not like we're gonna run a dealership right there of trailers or anything like
I'm not
that.
saying a dealership, but what I'm saying is that
Yeah, I understand.
somehow you're gonna sell those.
Yes,
And if they don't get sold by December, you're gonna send them to auction and to be no more, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
That is the assurance. I'm sorry, I just didn't understand the question.
right, right. So my question is that, if, and it's sad to hear that a business is closing down, because you never.
Thank
want that.
you.
But I think that to help protect the public, we don't want to say, oh yeah, you can keep them there. And then 14 months from now,
Oh, no,
people are coming in going, yep, they up and left all this stuff and it's a
No.
trash pile out there.
no.
So
Well,
what assurances can you give us
I
that you
have-
only need a year to get this done?
I have owned the property for 3 years. So, I mean, it's not like I've kept the trash can the whole time I've owned the property. The property has been, we started storing the trailers in the property in the last few months because our business was going down. It was in relation to a contract that those trailers used to live at stores, like let's say at Sam's Clubs, for example. They used to live there and then we would just switch them out. They normally are not stored anywhere. They're usually just switched out and outside of stores. We had an issue with that contract, and that's why we ended up putting them there. At this point, initially, when I first submitted the conditional use, I had asked to be able to store them so in the event that the contract would pick up. At this point, we're not looking to regain the contract. We're looking to go ahead and close. And as far as the guarantees that they'll be gone, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what else I can give you other than my word of the fact that I have no intention of keeping them forever. I mean, they cost me money as well. The whole point is to liquidate my business so that I can invest money elsewhere because it's also the sustain for my family. I don't want to keep thousands of dollars parked where I could just make money off of them and invest that money in some other type of business later on or something else to be able to keep sustaining my family. I mean, I got 3 kids to provide for.
Mhm. Have you had any complaints about parking there in the past?
The complaint that we had was from Matthew in Soning. And I think one time a neighbor had complained when they were emptying out a trailer. They called the sheriff and the sheriff told us we were fine, but it wasn't because of the parking. I think the neighbor just didn't like us being on the property. I don't know.
So what was the resolution on those incidences?
When Matthew called us to tell us to come and do the conditional use, we came. And when he called telling us to park the trailer inside, the driver did. And when it came to the neighbor, the sheriff told us there wasn't an issue. He didn't see a problem.
Chairman, Commissioners, just to provide a little background, there is a current code enforcement case on this property for operating a business without any registration or licensing on that property. So that's kind of what initiated some of this. The semis being parked in the state highway right-of-way were also addressed. That has been resolved. They are no longer parking in the state highway right-of-way. They're all parked within this property now. But now we do not have that
So-
business registration.
Can we get an overhead real quick? Go
So
ahead.
with that being said, Liz is saying that, okay, 10 months. And right now, code enforcement has them on the radar. Code enforcement will continue to monitor the area, and then at the end of 10 months, they can report back and say whether they're in compliance or not, correct? As far as cleaning up the property and moving those vehicles.
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, we will definitely stay on top of it with code enforcement. They travel by this property regularly. It's on a pretty heavily traveled area there on Highway 47. It's something that they will be able to see regularly, and they will continuously monitor if that is the route that this commission takes.
And you
So,
said
Mr.
that, go ahead.
So, Mr. Baca, the case is currently still open.
Chairman, Commissioners, that's correct.
Okay, has compliance been met? Otherwise, it would be closed, correct?
Compliance is not met, so that is what this request is today, is they are hopeful that you guys will roll in their favor essentially, so that way they do not have to remove those. If it does not go in their favor today and this request is denied, it will move into just continuance of that code enforcement case, which will then proceed into courts and
Okay.
proceed.
And
from
Mr.
there.
Baca, I'm going to ask you this question rather than Ms. Chavez, but is there anything compatible in that particular area that would meet what is requested today? In other words, are there other similar businesses in that area?
Chairman, Commissioners, not in this direct location. There are, if you give me a second, I can look at the zoning and what's closest to that. Give me just a moment.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll ask another question for Ms. Chavez. Is there fencing or currently any kind of screening that would screen the view of these trailers from the public?
No.
Okay, which is required.
Oh, I did
Okay.
not know that.
Um,
Well, they're really tall too, so it's kind of hard to hide them from the public. You know, even if I fenced that, they're tall trailers. You really, I wouldn't really be able to keep them a public from being able to see them.
Okay. What about the distances? Are you able to maintain a distance from the front? What kind of distance is currently from the front?
Can
of
you
the
help me
property
with
line?
that? My Roberto I did submit the appropriate paperwork for him to help me.
Go ahead and sign in and state your name for the record.
And while he's getting signed in, Chairman, Commissioners, here, I'll share my map again. So there is some similar use. It's not quite the exact extent. It's not a full-on trucking business, but just along Highway 47 here towards the northeast is a C2 property. I believe there is some heavy machinery there. It is all agricultural related from what I understand. So it's similar, but it's not quite the same use versus commercial vehicles are kind of viewed a little differently than agricultural use vehicles.
Okay, looking at the ordinance, is there something similar to service stations or repair garages in the area?
Chairman, Commissioners, not that I am aware of currently. I would have to spend a little time to look into that to see what the nearest one would be.
It's residential all around it, right?
Chairman, Commissioners, no, actually a lot of this on Highway 47 going towards the northeast is actually commercial. So this property itself is a commercial property. So it is a C1 property. Most of that, so the property to the south and directly towards the northeast along Highway 47 is also C1. There is additional C2 properties that I had mentioned earlier. And then directly towards the west and the southwest along 47, here, this lighter pink shade, this is all agricultural preservation kind of surrounding that property. So you've got a big mix in this area. So along the highway, we've got some commercial C1, C2s. Down Willow Road beyond these first two properties, it is all rural residential too. We have some AP agricultural preservation going towards the west and southwest direction. So it's a good mix of varying zoning in this area.
Thank you, Mr. Baca. Do you know the dimensions of this lot?
Half acre.
As far as feet, because we're required 25 feet from the side and rear and 25 feet from the front.
I don't know the exact dimensions. I could get you an approximate if you would like. And are you looking like north to south, east to west, any specific distance, just a general? So just going based on what the assessor's parcel map shows, if I go basically from where their entrance would currently be on 47 here, going directly north, we've got about 118 feet to that property line, going kind of in a northwest direction, about 140 down to about 100. So I don't know if that kind of answers your question there.
So basically that'll cut us down to about 90 feet on the 140 side and maybe 75 feet or so from the other one for
Yeah.
storage area. Is that going to be enough storage area?
Enough storage?
Oh, my name is Roberto Chavez. I don't want to interrupt. The trailer is little. To see it from they're inside the property lines. Probably, I'm thinking over 20 feet, all of them. So they're all inside the property line. They're not even close to the property line. They're like inside. So
It's got to be a minimum of 25 feet.
I think they're pues past that.
Yeah, how many vehicles in total or vehicle trailers?
5, you said? 5 vehicles?
6 trailers, huh?
Yes.
6 trailers.
6 trailers. And currently you don't have a license, correct?
We are an operating, like we do have a DOT, like we have everything that is required from a trucking business.
Chairman Commissioners, to get back to your setback question, so for a C1 property, front yard setbacks, which is any property line abutting a road right away, would be 30 feet. So
30
we'd be
feet.
looking at 30 feet for the setbacks from Willow Road, Highway 47, and then the other two property lines to the north and kind of northeast, those would be 25 feet.
But that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to get a conditional use. So they're trying to say, hey, can we use this to just store the vehicles on the lot until we get rid of them? Because we're,
Yeah, and I believe if they give us a time frame of 10 months and they're under the radar of code enforcement anyhow, if they're not meeting the conditional use at that time, then I'm sure we can, well, not we, but code enforcement will take care of them.
Mr. Baca, can you elaborate a little bit more on the licensure, what's required on the license part of it, and clarify that there's not currently a license?
Yes. Yes. So Chairman Commissioners, so we do not, well, do we have a business registration?
so like,
So
they're
we-
licensed by the admission of the
property owner?
yeah, they're saying that they're licensed under US DOT and stuff like that, but do they have a business license?
Not, so Chairman Commissioners, not with the county. It's not registered at this specific location for this type of activity. Also in a commercial zoning, in order to be able to use the land as the requested or permitted use, you do need to have a site plan. During the site plan process is where we would come in and look at confirming whether or not they have their New Mexico DOT access permits.
Right.
We would also look at setbacks as we've discussed. We'd look at coverage, parcel coverage. We would look at privacy fencing and screening from residential structures.
Right.
So we would look at all of that during a site plan, which because they stored them there before coming and consulting with us, we never had an opportunity to confirm compliance with any of that. So we have no permits and no site plan for this property. And also no DOT access permits to be able to utilize this property to enter and exit on a highway.
And if we're to approve, we would be requiring fencing and screening for 012C1.
Correct, as well as ground coverage, I believe, I forget the exact wording, but there would have to be some sort of asphalt or something similar to cover the ground as well to protect the neighborhood's groundwater. There would be those additional requirements that do come into play with any sort of storage of vehicles, essentially. And if approved, that would be
Have
the
an
next step we
engine,
would
so
look
they
at.
don't have oil or nothing, and there's nothing they can leak. They're literally just trailers.
I'm sorry, one more time.
They're trailers, they're not trucks in there. Well, we have that one truck that the insurance has us parked there, but the truck, it'll be gone in 2 weeks. The trailers don't have oil or nothing in them, so they can't leak nothing out.
So with what we were telling you about, with the setbacks being 30 feet, how long are the trailers? About 40 feet?
They're 53 foot.
Okay. So that's gonna be pretty darn tight. And the screening as well as the, not necessarily asphalt, but granite or something like that on the surface, is that gonna be a problem with you all?
Well, the problem will be that we'll have to take them out in order to do that. You know what I mean? Pull them all out and then get all that screening for 8 months. Like, doesn't make, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me to do all that just for 8 months. I think if we want to take them out, might as well just where I'm going to put them in the meantime.
Hmm.
That's our issue, basically. We don't have where to put them right now.
Well, so that doesn't make sense to you, and, okay, so
See, my thing is,
Even
if we-
though-
oh,
even though they're just trailers, they don't have an engine, they're 53 foot, are they reefers?
no,
Okay,
that
so
right
they're
ends.
just- Okay, so with the warmer weather coming up, and if they're just sitting there, you're gonna tell me that the two rear axles with 8 tires on there aren't gonna leak out grease?
When they're not moving, it's literally impossible for them to leak anything.
Impossible.
But
Well,
they're not, you know, the grease is not moving. Grease is,
yeah, but when warmer weather comes, the grease leaks. That's why we have ordinances that say that the
Yeah,
ground
of
has to be
course.
prepared. So I'm asking you,
yeah, no, and but I never seen a trailer leak when it's parked. It's
you've
just
never
my-
seen a trailer leak when it's parked?
No, not grease, because grease is thick, it's not oil, it's not liquid.
Really? What
And the
about,
only way they heat up is when they're rolling.
about on the handles that you have to grease all the time that lifts up the trailers when you're attaching and unattaching from the tractor? That doesn't leak grease because you got to grease them up, right?
Yeah, but we're not using them, so we're not greasing them.
So there's no grease in your handles right now?
Not at the moment, no. Well, it's grease inside of the thing, but like I said, grease is, I understand what your point is being, but if it was like oil that is liquid, I can understand what you're saying. You can start leaking anytime. But grease is like a thick material that is like, it needs to heat up in order for it to leak. And the handles, well, you can't even turn them that hard to make them leak. You know what I mean? I never seen handles leak in my thing.
So grease is not a petroleum product?
It is a petroleum pump, but it doesn't leak.
But you said it's not like oil.
Well, it's not like oil, I mean liquid. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
When it gets hot, it will become liquid.
Yeah, but it needs to get really hot in order to come liquid. And,
How hot?
oh, by like 200 degrees.
200 degrees.
When they're rolling with the weight, that's when they leak.
Okay.
I just, you know, from my experience, I don't know if somebody. I
Is
never
this the
seen-
only place you have to put them?
We have another place in Albuquerque, and that would do, but we have it, like I said, there were a lot of trailers that we need to pull out when we lost the contract. So there's trailers over there too, but over there is M1, so we don't have an issue. We're trying to make room to move them over there, so that would be another option. If you give us time just to clear that place out and we can take them out there. But basically, we just need time. That's all we need.
So maybe I'm kind of going a little bit further here, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. With a couple of these auctions in Albuquerque, I probably don't need to mention their names. You can go ahead and store the trailers there until the auction. One of them has an auction about once every 2.5 to 3 months.
Yeah, and
since
we
that-
took some of them, the oldest ones we had, we did that, but we took a big hit on them. Like, they're not bringing up nothing. So what we're hoping for, and that's why we're asking for the 10 months, you know, that it starts picking up again, because now it's a slow, everybody, you know, you guys know businesses, they're slow right now, everything is slow. So we're hoping the business picks up and, you know, people start buying again. But the problem is right now, like, we sold, the ones that we sold them literally half price for what they were, what they worked. We did took some to auction.
And if it doesn't sell within 10 months,
Well, that's why we're asking for 10 months. If we want to take them regardless in 10 months, they'll be out of there. Or we take them to our M1 property in Albuquerque.
The problem is, like I said, we don't can fit him in there at the moment. So that's why we're hoping to get a little bit of time just to figure out something to do with him. But we're gonna get him out of there regardless. Like she said, we don't need them there doing nothing, you know what I mean? They weren't meant to be, we never bought them with the intention to store them. It was this happened, yes, from, it was like one of the type of deals that, we got a week notice. Hey, you guys need to take everything out because we're shutting down this thing. And it was like, what we do with them? Like, and that's why we put them in there. We had, like she said, she owned that property for 3 years. We haven't done nothing, been paying taxes on it. We keep it, we get zoning notice to clean it, we clean it. And we figure, let's put them there. It's commercial. We didn't thought it was a big deal of it, you know what I mean? But I guess now we found out it is.
So with the possibility of taking a loss by taking them directly to the auction and not to this proposed property, there's going to be some money that's going to be required putting into fencing, screening, the granite.
Yeah.
Are those things that you've considered?
Yeah, no, I considered it, but you're bringing that up now. We didn't have that in mind. But if that's going to be the case, that's what I'm saying, because we have to take them out to clean, to do that. What we're talking about, not get the granite on the ground and all that. And we want to remove him, so I have to figure out where to take him. So probably we want to figure out where to take him and just leave him there and don't deal with the whole thing altogether. But like I said, it's gonna be hard to figure out where to take them all at once. So that's my problem. Like, to take them out to do the job is gonna be a problem too. So it's just like, you know what I mean? Because I can just take him, park him anywhere. So I need to find where to take him. Are we willing to do whatever you guys need us to do? So.
Mr. Baca, would they have to, because they're on the radar right now, would they have to be in compliance with code enforcement with the surface and everything for?
So Chairman, Commissioners, this one is a little bit unique, so that's why we felt it was a good idea just to keep it in front of you guys as a conditional use. There can be separate conditions. Because this is not a typical, not going to be a business where these trailers and trucks are going to be coming in and out of the property. This is essentially, we've been told that they're going to be shutting down the business. So the only movement of these trailers will be to take them out of the property. We have received confirmation that they have told us there will not be any replacing of trailers. They will not add any trailers from what is currently there. The only movement will be to take them from the property and remove them. And that, from what I understood, 6 to 10 months was the maximum time they would need to get these sold and moved off of the property. So that's kind of what we're looking at today. It's not a standard one where we would require that's going to be up to the commission, I would say, as part of this conditional use. If you feel that it is necessary to put the groundwork on or to put the privacy fencing between them and the residential properties, that is going to be something at the board's discretion today with your decision.
Is there a problem putting up fencing and screening around the property?
We have a shielding fence on it, but like, if we do the screening, that's my thing, if we put stuff on the ground, we were going to fence it, that was our plan. But since, they're big, and to take them out, I would have to make a big gate that probably the property doesn't need. So that's the thing, when we take them out, we wanna fence the property, that's what our thinking was, we never planned to use it for this. That property was never a plan to use it for this. It was just like an emergency type of deal, business went down, we put them in there. We thought, it was commercial, so they can sit there a couple months, that's what we thought, and then we got into this. So we never had that plan. But the thing is, if you think about it, to fence it, it's gonna take, a month or so. So we're already doing the time to just take them out. And that way we wanna fence the property eventually, but when they're out, that way we don't have to deal with, you have to be room to get them out when they're not gonna be there, you know what I mean? We have to make a big gate for something that will never go back in there.
Well, the reason why that's important is because there's nothing comparable to that type of business in that area. There's no service station, repair garages, or or parking of similar trailers in that area. So my concern is that my district residents will look at that as being an eyesore. So-
Commissioner,
Yes.
until we get confirmation of what you're saying from the residents.
I'm running ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So we'll see what we hear from the residents, if any.
Okay, I understand.
Commissioners?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and have a seat and we'll
Okay.
call you back up here in a second. Um, Commissioner Chavez, we're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. How are you?
Good.
Good. Thanks for asking.
I don't know if you wanted, okay, so moving right along. Is there anybody present wishing to speak in favor of the petitioner? Right now is the time. If you would like to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner, please come forward, sign in, and state your name for the record. Hearing none, is there anybody present wishing to speak against the petitioner? Yes, sir. Please come forward, sign in, and state your name for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Meckenbauer. Could I pass something out to the commissioners?
If you give it to our director, Ms. Jaramillo.
Is he standing?
Thank you.
Mr. Baca, does Mr. Meckenbauer have standing?
Chairman Commissioners, yes, he does.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
We're the property owner directly to the south. And we also have a office and warehouse catty corner across El Cerro Loop and 47 there. So we pass by here several times every day. The first picture is a picture from the north looking at the lots. The variances you were talking about, setbacks, I don't think any of those are being met. The next one is just another picture of the same from a different angle. Third picture is the same. Fourth is a different day. Vehicles parked.
I want to see timestamps. What were they taking?
Same on the fifth. There's a little more to the story. You go to the sixth picture, and you'll see the semis and trailers parked out on the highway. There's no warning devices. They're parked there for 4 and 5 days till the repairs are made. Became a safety hazard, and then they moved them to this lot. Seventh picture, same thing, different vehicle, different day. Next one is a semi facing northbound, came across oncoming traffic and was parked there for 2 or 3 days. The last picture is an accident with all this on January 30th.
Of this year, sir?
Pardon?
January 3rd of which year?
I'm sorry,
January 3rd of what year?
January 30th of this year?
Of this year?
Yeah.
Okay,
3
go
weeks
ahead.
ago. Originally, this piece of property, well, right across the street from this, does have a special use. It was Cecil Kellogg's little machine shop. He sold to a guy by the name of Ernie and then since sold to these people. And it was supposed to be for small vehicle repair. They screened it, they did everything that they were supposed to. Very quiet, pleasant. Then it started the semis and everything else. And this is what it's morphed into at this time. It's not only an eyesore, it's a safety hazard. You can see that the proof's in the pudding here. And I totally object to it. The problem, we give these special use permits. We have several properties in Valencia County. And then they morph into junkyards. We have one down on Cemetery Road. We have a farm in the Adelino Tomei area where the Peralta Main is back on the river. There's another trailer park. There's a huge junkyard there. We don't have a problem with our zoning ordinance. We have a problem with the enforcement of what we're supposed to be doing. And it's almost impossible to get this corrected after it starts, and I'm totally opposed to it. Any questions?
Commissioners?
When were these pictures taken?
I'm sorry?
Do you know the date on when these pictures were
Those are
taken?
from back in October through January.
October of last year to January of this year?
Yes, sir.
And then the accident was from the 30th of January, 2026.
I believe that was the date.
Okay.
You believe it was a date or you're sure it was a date?
That's what the camera said
Chairman,
on the
Commissioners?
phone that my daughter took.
I just wanted to inform you, the police report for that accident, which he's
Yeah.
discussing, is included in your packet. The police report
Okay.
for that specific accident is there.
Commissioners?
Thank you, Mr. Beckenbauer.
Thank you.
Thank
sir.
you.
Anybody else present wishing to come forward, and anybody else opposed to this petitioner wish to come forward? At this time, it's the time to come forward and speak if you are opposed to this petitioner. Okay, hearing none. Commissioners?
There's a couple of issues here. Number one, with the dimensions that Mr. Baca gave of 140 feet and these trailers being 50 feet, that wouldn't meet the setbacks that are required from the property lines, especially with a 118 issue. The type of business that is being requested, it's not compatible in the particular area. There's no
No,
other
it's
service stations. or
Not a,
anything.
not a business. They're just requesting to store stuff there.
Right.
So,
Okay, to store stuff is not compatible with the area.
yes, sir.
That's all.
Commissioners?
Oh,
You could open the county and planning and zoning up to tackle co-liability if we approve something. Could do. Whatever I could to put that down.
It'd be kind of like a safety issue.
Okay.
Chairman, Commissioners,
I'm looking at it like this. It's going to be for a short period of time. And those vehicles or trailers will be moved out by the end of the year. The issue of storage is for a minimal amount of time and they'll be gone. The tractor itself will be gone in 2-3 weeks. So within 10 months, conditional use will go away.
Chairman Commissioners, that's correct. You can put a time limit to this conditional use.
Okay.
Once that time expires, then it goes back to just zero
So
permitted.
conditional use, it will not follow that property. So I don't see a problem myself.
And if it's not fixed within 10 months or whatever that is, it goes back to code enforcement?
Chairman Commissioners, that's correct. And at that point, we would basically just push it into the court system at that point and let the judge decide how to
And
handle
how
it.
long does it take for them at that point?
So from the initial notification, it'll be a 10-day period before the judge will be willing to schedule it. And then it could be up to another month before it goes in front of the judge themselves. And then at that point, it is entirely up to the judge. It's out of our hands as a department.
Yeah.
And Chairman Commissioners, I did want to remind you, we do have a few letters of opposition, if you had a chance to read those as well.
Commissioner Chavez?
So I have to say,
That's up to you if you want him to read them out loud.
oh,
Those-
could you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. Yes, please.
All right, so first letter we have is from Yvonne Wilson. She's at 12 Willow Road, and she does have standing. Hello, I am writing to formally express my opposition to the conditional use request that would allow the parking of trucks and trailers at 1 Willow Road. Approval of this request would create significant safety risks, increase noise disturbances, and negatively impact the quality of life within its residential community. The presence and operation of large trucks and trailers at this location pose serious safety concerns. When trailers are backing into the property, they obstruct the roadway, making it difficult and unsafe for drivers to enter or exit the area. These conditions have already contributed to a tragic fatality when the main highway was used as a backing point without proper lighting, spotters, or hazard signals to alert approaching drivers. Expanding or continuing this activity would increase the likelihood of similar incidents. Truck operations also create ongoing noise disturbances that are not appropriate for a residential neighborhood. Activity at various hours of the night, often outside of established noise ordinance limits, disrupts residents' sleep and diminishes the overall peace and harmony of the community. In addition, traffic visibility and roadway access have been significantly impacted. Residents already experience difficulty safely exiting onto Highway 47 due to semi-trailers being positioned near or off the right-of-way and shoulder areas. Allowing trucks and trailers to be parked on the property further limits visibility around the corner, creating additional hazards for drivers attempting to navigate the roadway safely. There are also concerns regarding property maintenance. The site has not been consistently maintained, resulting in multiple calls to the county for cleanup and enforcement. This raises concerns about the long-term management and oversight of the property if expanded commercial vehicle use is permitted. For these reasons, including public safety, traffic hazards, and ongoing maintenance concerns, I respectfully urge you to deny the conditional use request for truck and trailer parking at 1 Willow Road. Protecting the safety, well-being, and residential character of this community should remain the priority. Thank you for your time and consideration. Yvonne Wilson. Letter number 2, this is I'm sorry, I just had to make sure I read that right. The last one is Yvonne Wilson. This is from Yvette Wilson. And Yvette Wilson is writing on behalf of her father, Don Wilson, at 11 Willow Road, who does have standing. And this one, would you like me still to read this one into the record as she's writing for her father, essentially?
Yes.
Hello, I am writing on behalf of my father to say he is against allowing truck and trailer parking at 1 Willow Road. End of the property, block the road, and make it unsafe for drivers to enter or exit. There has already been major concerns at the entry of our road, and allowing for this conditional use creates a serious safety risk. The trucks also create noise, often at night, which disturbs residents and make it hard to safely exit onto Highway 47, and parking on the property blocks visibility around the corner. For these reasons, he asks that the request be denied. Yvette Wilson, Father Don Wilson, 11 Willow Road. Next, we have Memory St. James, 3175 Highway 47. She does also have standing. Opposed to the conditional use. Comments, looks terrible, needs to move out and find another place for the trucks. She's elderly and cannot attend the meeting. Next letter, Holly Reimholz. Also withstanding at 17 Willow Road. Comments regarding conditional use number 2026-012. My primary concern for allowing this permit is that I believe it would be a huge safety issue. The area where this property lies is very congested. It is just feet from the intersection where South El Cerro Loop meets Highway 47. There are frequent accidents at this intersection with a fatal accident in recent weeks. The congestion in this area is only going to increase if this permit is allowed. It is also common to not be able to see around semi-trailers parked along Highway 47 in this area when trying to leave our neighborhood. There are also pedestrian safety concerns as families on our road regularly use this space to access the irrigation ditch that runs behind our neighborhood. In addition, this lot has become an unsightly entrance to our neighborhood. At the very least, I believe a traffic study should be conducted before granting this permit. Thank you for your time. And Valerie Holiday, also withstanding at 3167 Highway 47. I am emailing you in regards to the conditional use case number 2026-012 that comes before you on February 24th, 2026. I own the property at 3167 Highway 47, and I am strongly opposed to the conditional use. Respectfully, Don Holiday. So I'm sorry, Valerie Holiday just forwarded that for Don Holiday. So those are the letters for individuals withstanding. I do have 2 letters for individuals that did not receive a public notice and do not have standing. If you'd like, I can also read those into the record.
Yes, please.
Understand that, commissioners understand that these next 2 letters that are going to be read do not have standing.
Gotcha. If that's the case, no need to read.
Okay, and you do have these in your packets if you'd like to review them yourselves.
I have a question. Since this requires a state DOT authority for getting into the property, what authority do we have to override that?
So Chairman Commissioners, the way we've looked at this one is this is not a standard commercial activity where they're going to be entering and exiting. At this point, what they are asking for is to leave them on this property just in order to remove them. From our understanding, that would not require a separate DOT permit because there would strictly, it's not in and out, it's strictly what is there will be taken and not be replaced. Nothing will be added.
Storage.
It's strictly stored, sold, and once they're gone, they're gone. There's nothing to replace or move into that space.
Okay, thank you.
So if this were to be approved, then the cases that are against them by code enforcement would disappear?
So Chairman Commissioner, technically, yes, that is correct. So we would start at 0. So basically, you guys, as a conditional use, you guys have, as a condition, you can set a time limit to this, whether it be 3 months, 10 months, 12 months, that is up to, at the discretion of the
But
board.
any progress that the county has right now in getting them to conform would be thrown away. And then if we were to do a conditional use of 10 months and on December 31st, the stuff is still there, the county would have to start all over the process.
So Chairman Commissioners, yes, however, because there is the history of this situation and because of the agreements in place, we would be able to essentially send this to the courts a little sooner than we would a standard code enforcement case.
But it would
take
still time.
Yes, sir. So basically, at the end of that period, if these are not removed, it would open up as a new code enforcement case with a history of what's been done before.
Right.
So we would have to send out a notice, notify them they are in violation at that time.
Right.
Allow them 10 days to alleviate that. If not done, then we go to court, and then it's up to the judge to decide,
Right.
and all the parameters are up to the judge at that time.
Commissioner Chavez, I know that this is your district, but I just have some concerns. And one of the biggest concerns is, I know I'm a little long-winded at times, but I like to hear what people are thinking and what they feel they're doing. And early on when I was talking to Lizette, I had said, if at the end of 10 months, what happens if you don't sell? And she had said, if we don't sell, we're going to sell it for scrap. We're going to take a loss on it. When Roberto was explaining it, he said, if we don't sell them by the end of 10 months, then we're going to take them to our property in Albuquerque. So there's a conflict there. If they've got property in Albuquerque, they can take them now.
That's what I have.
Okay. So I don't like conflict when it comes to people when they give testimony. Sometimes the best thing to do is don't have somebody talk for you. So I understand that just parking them there is one thing, but the pictures that were in the packet and that one of the
Accident.
well, the accident, yes, but just the whole fact of you can see these,
Yep.
you can see the storage. And there's also other vehicles other than just the semis in there.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Derelict vehicles, yeah.
Yeah. Also code enforcement, we've got the stuff in our packet that shows that they are. So
And I feel bad for their personal business.
I do. I feel
situation,
bad.
But we have so many more people.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
but that's just my stated,
Me too.
it's your district.
We're on the same page.
Chairman, Commissioners, as a department, one thing we would recommend for the safety and well-being of any of the travelers on Highway 47, regardless of whether you approve or deny this, we would ask that the petitioners, when they are removing any of these trailers, any of the vehicles, that they contact Public Works or NMDOT and set up a plan and have something in place to indicate and notify drivers traveling on that road that they are removing those spotters, lighting, some signs, something along that route to ensure that they are removed in a safe manner, regardless of if this is approved or denied tonight. That's something that the department would highly recommend.
I agree.
They're not going to do that.
Commissioners?
Nothing else.
It's your district. You need to make a motion.
I make a motion that we disapprove this submittal.
Second.
Motion with a second. Any discussion on the motion in a second? Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Disapprove.
Commissioner Moran, how do you vote?
Yes to deny.
Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
No.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes to deny.
Chairman Sublette, how do you vote?
Yes. Okay, so it passes 4-1. It's approved. Moving right along. Oh, you know what? Let me have the petitioner come forward.
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez, did you want to speak or do you?
First of all, thank you for coming forward. You're doing the right thing. We really appreciate it. A lot of people will just go about doing their kind of business and just kind of hoping for the best, and got a lot of unhappy neighbors, a lot of unhappy people, maybe even somebody getting hurt while trying to park vehicles inside the lot. So you're doing the right thing by coming forward. You really are, and we thank you for that. Some of the things that I had issues with were there's just not enough space, first of all, and then it's not compatible with the rest of the neighborhood. A little bit of the history, some of the pictures that were taken, it's probably just not in the best interest of the citizens of District 5 within our county. But again, I thank you for coming forward.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
And if you could heed the advice that was given by staff, that when you do start moving those vehicles out of there, that if you can contact
Public
our road
Works?
department and then they will ensure that there's at the best of their ability, that there's somebody out there to help you do it in a safe and manner.
Yeah, taking that into consideration, how long do we have to move them?
Right now, there's a code enforcement case against you, so we're not going to overstep those boundaries. So when that case comes to you through code enforcement, they will give you a time frame that you have. Okay, so that's something that we just don't deal with. That's for the code enforcement to deal with. So
Sure.
they'll probably be getting in touch with
And
you.
Chairman Commissioners, if you would like, please contact me tomorrow and we can set up a meeting with the code enforcement officer that's got the case and we can kind of discuss that and figure out a plan going forward.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you again. Moving right along. Action item 7D, conditional use 2026-004, District 4, P and Z Commissioner Sublet, Board of County Commissioner Bezell. Mr. Baca?
Chairman Commissioners, before you this evening is the request for conditional use number 2026-004, District 4, P and Z Commissioner Sublet, Board of County Commission Bezell. Angelina R. Segura and TNA Farms request a conditional use to operate a vertically integrated cannabis micro business, allowing the manufacturing and packaging of cannabis products in addition to the current cultivation. Legal description, Tract 39A, Section 20, Township 5 North, Range 2 East, also known as 62 Orchard Road, Belen, New Mexico, 87002, UPC 1008 027 257 384, followed by 6 zeros, currently zoned Rural Residential District 2, RR2. The applicants are here to present for you this evening, and I stand for any questions.
Can the petitioner come forward? Please sign in and state your name for the record.
Hello, good evening. My name is Angelina Segura. I guess I just wanted to give a little bit of background. I know cannabis is a huge thing. I have been involved in the cannabis industry for the past 8 years. I have perfected anywhere from management, cultivation, production, compliance, procedures. I have been involved in the industry for quite some years. I was also the first license here in Valencia County for cannabis production back in 2022. I still hold my license. This is current, and this is something that I've been doing for the past 4 years now. Sure, sorry. Yes, so this is just simply just to add into what I'm already doing. Like I said, I have been licensed since 2022. I cultivate everything there on property. So when we are done with harvesting, what we do is we send product out to be tested. And then if I want it packaged, or if my customers are wanting it prepackaged for their distribution, I'm unable to do that. I have to send it out somewhere else. Because I've been doing this for so long, I've actually been doing this prior to it going to recreational. So I have a huge understanding of more of the medicinal end of it. With that, I would like for my product to not be moved so much. I would like for it to stay within where it's staying, send my small batch to be tested, and then allow it myself to be able to package for my already current customers. There will not be anything additional to this. I will not be utilizing any more additional water than I already do. There won't be anything additional to that. There won't be any additional parking as well. It'll all still be my current customers. It's just simply giving them the option to have it packaged in-house. And that's really just the simplicity of it. Like I said, I'm already a producer already. That's current. I'm just asking to the conditional use to enable me to package my own product.
So packaging, you're gonna be packaging just flour, you're doing
Yes.
rosins, resins?
So yeah, so it will be flour, rosin. If I am doing that, I will be sending my product out. They will actually be packaging it for me, and I can distribute it from there, or I can send it to them and have it sent to me in a secured jar. So it's not opened or messed with back to me, and then I can utilize that safely in a safely manner still amongst within my building. Nothing is also outside of my building. Nothing is visible to the public. I have my building that has been there for years already. I have an 8-foot fence around it. It is very secured, so there will be nothing additional to that.
Can we get an overhead? So you're currently licensed to grow?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so how many plants do you currently have?
I am actually micro, so I only do 50 to 200. 200 is the max that I can fit in my building.
So how many plants do you have currently?
Currently, right now, I only have about 20.
20 plants?
Yes, sir.
So if you do get permission to do this, are you going to increase the amount of plants that you grow?
Probably enough just to where I can still have my room to be able to manufacture. I don't like to overcrowd. The plants just don't do well that way. So I will probably go maybe up to 100. Of course, I do have the access of 200, but I don't like to overflow. I also compensate as well I grow from seed. So I compensate for any males that I come across or anything like that. So I make sure that I always have the space and the room and the timing for it all.
So if you were to go from 20 plants to 100 plants, that would be an increase of 400%, correct?
It'd be quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our first run was 200. We did the full max out of 200.
But yet you said that there would be no additional no addition to your current working operation. But you're saying that you're going to increase your working operation by 400%.
I can. I have the access to be able to do it. I can do that as well now.
Okay, so which one do you want to go with? That there's no additional working operation, or that you're going to increase and there is going to be additional?
Well, yes, I would like to increase because I'm going to be doing more. I'd be able to do more. So yes, it would be an increase.
So it'd be increasing your clients, correct?
Not so much clientele.
Because in your statement, you said that this was purely for customer convenience. So I'm assuming that the customers that you currently have, you're trying to give them convenience. And if you're doing that with 20 plants,
And I'm
but
thinking,
now you want to go up to 100 plants, but you could go up to 200 plants, you're going to have an increase in a lot of stuff. I know business.
correct.
So,
Yeah.
so if you're going to have an increase, then just say, yes, I'm going to be increasing production and I want to increase my clients.
Right.
And
Yes.
that way it doesn't sound like you're trying to do something.
Yes. And I know it sounds like I'm small right now. I just haven't produced in a year. So this is just me picking back up. Typically, yes, I do have my 200 plant count.
Okay, so
So yes, I will
so
be.
what are your plans?
I would like to just manufacture more.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to manufacture more. It is going to take more water, more this, more that, more plants. It's going to take more water for more plants, right?
Yes. It's just I'm not more than 200. I don't want any more than
No,
that. And
but
I've ran that.
If you're watering 20 plants and
Correct.
it takes a gallon a day, and now you're watering 100 plants, it's going to take 5 gallons a day.
Correct.
Okay. If you're watering 200 plants, it's going to take 10 gallons a day.
Yes.
I want you to understand that, because that's what you're telling me you're going to do.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not that it's not going to take no more water. It is going to take more water, but I want that to be brought out. I'm not trying to hurt you here.
Right.
I want everybody to know the scheme of things.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And you're doing this for the convenience of your customers. So if you have 100 customers now, and if you were to go 5 times what you can produce now, then you're looking for 500 customers. If you go 10 times what you can produce now, you're looking for 1,000 customers.
Yes, but I'm not looking for numbers convenience for customers. I'm for convenience for customers is it not traveling so much. That's the convenience for customers. Because when this product is traveling from here to testing to manufacture
No.
to retail, that's what I.
No, I understand that. And like in your testimony, you said that the convenience comes from the fact that you don't want to have to ship it out,
Right.
have it packaged there,
Yes,
bring
sir.
it back, and then sell it to your
Right.
customers, that you want to do all packaging and stuff in-house.
Right.
And that's why you're doing the micro aspects, what is it called? Vertical integrated cannabis micro business.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you want to keep everything in-house.
Right.
Okay, so I just want,
Yes.
some people don't understand the words. So I
Right.
just want to make sure that everybody has a good understanding.
Yes.
Especially me,
Yes, sir.
okay? And you are looking at an increase in business and an increase of revenue and an increase of clientele.
Yes.
Okay. So, did we get the overhead? I'm sorry, I know that the computer, something went wrong with the computers, but if we can get an overhead on that, please. So you sell everything at your current place, correct?
Correct.
How many people come in, how many clients come in on a daily basis?
So because of the length of harvest time, it's only, and because of my small plant count, I have maybe 5 to 10 clients,
Okay. And
and that's every maybe like 6 months.
5 to 10 clients every 6 months?
That's right
Or
now.
that's every day?
Right. No, that's every 6 months because of how we harvest. So
So
I
do you
can't
sell
sell
wholesale?
consistently. Yes, yes. I'm
And
a
are you
producer.
selling the, well, if you, okay, now that's where, that's
Yes,
where I'm going.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to go retail?
No.
You're a wholesaler.
I'm a wholesaler. I just want to package. I do not want to do retail. I do not want to be a carrier. I do not want to do any of that. I just want to be able to produce and package my products. So when they buy it wholesale, it can already be packaged for them.
Okay, so so you're still going to be wholesaling.
Yes.
So your clients are wholesalers.
Yeah.
So you're
They're
selling.
retail. Yeah.
Yes.
My clients are
Okay.
retail.
So,
Yes.
so your clients aren't actual.
People like customers. No. Yes, correct. They
Gotcha.
are
Thank
licensed
you very much.
holders.
That's what I'm
Yes,
trying to
of
get to.
course. Yeah, they are all licensed holders.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
these are not.
So you're
not to
still
the
going to
public.
have like the same 6 to 10 people every 6
Yeah.
months or whatever you said.
Correct, yeah.
It's just they're going to be buying in bulk.
Yes, and they
so-
will have the option for me to be able to package it for them
Right.
rather than it going in a huge package bag, which they can too. If they hold a manufacturer license, I can sell it that way in full. They could buy the full pound and they could package it themselves.
Got it.
But some buyers will ask me, do you package it right away? I can't because I don't hold that manufacturer
Right.
license. Yes.
And so you have no plans of opening up
No.
resale
No.
or retail.
No retail. No, I've worked in retail long enough.
Okay. And there's not going to be, so you already have the space,
Yes.
the licensing and
Yeah.
all that stuff for up to 200 plants.
Yes, sir.
But you just do it because you can't sell that much at the time when you started in.
Yes, and I lose a lot. So, I mean, when I'm selling a pound to somebody, I'm not going to be giving them my shake and the STEMI stuff and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Sure.
So with that manufacturer, I can break it down and I can roll the pre-rolls and then I can sell pre-rolls. And if they
Right.
want to buy bundles of pre-rolls, I can do that. So I'm losing money with a lot of product that's just broken
You have
down.
somebody else have to do the little stuff where
Yes, sir.
you
Yes.
want to keep that part of
Correct.
the profit now.
Yes,
Okay, I totally understand.
yes.
Commissioners?
Are you hydro, arrow, or you use soil?
It's soil. Yes,
Soil?
we use soil.
Okay.
And then we use drip lines and as efficient as we possibly can. Yes, my husband is the grower, so that's his
Okay.
end.
No, and the reason I'm asking is due to the fact that the concerns of water usage and chemicals as far as hydro goes, or arrow.
Right, that uses a
air-
lot of
ponds.
water.
So,
Yes, yeah, no,
okay.
I utilize soil.
Mr. Goodo, looking at your letter here, define few. What does few mean to you? How many is few?
A few is a little, like 3.
3, 4, something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so when you say few neighbors within a 1 mile, can you bring that map up? Within a 1 mile, I kind of counted your neighbors here in the area, and within a few 100 yards maybe, counted 17 neighbors.
17 neighbors?
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of count the structures in your area, can you zoom in on that a little bit? You're saying within a 1 mile radius, you only have a few neighbors.
I just have that idea because we're not very close to people. In that area, we're not right on top of people. We're not separated by a little fence.
Did you say there's a few more neighbors than a few there?
Yes. There is probably maybe about like 10 to 12 that I can see.
So you're already running this business. I mean,
Correct.
I drive by maybe similar type of businesses. I'm not real familiar with the type of business that you run, and so, but sometimes I drive by and the odors are pretty bad, and I hear people complaining in and around growing areas that the odors are really bad. Do you have any odors at your place?
Do you have any owners?
Yeah, similar to some of these growing areas, maybe on 340.
Odors,
Do you
smell,
utilize,
odors.
do you
During
utilize-
harvest time.
yeah, do
Sure.
do you utilize charcoal filters? Is it indoor?
Yes, it is indoor.
Yeah, they mentioned some kind of filter here in the ordinance. I forget
Yes.
what it was, but-
Yeah, we utilize fans and it's all indoor.
Side of your- So
Yeah, I mean,
minimizes-
it can pick up during, right. Right. And it's only during that harvest time, during that peak time.
And this would increase that odor?
No, it'd still be the same during harvest time.
Thank you.
Of course.
You said it wouldn't increase the odor?
It shouldn't, not by what we already have, because that harvest time, that fresh plant is gonna be the heaviest smell.
Okay, so if you have 20 fresh plants and now you have 100 fresh plants, would it increase the smell?
It's gonna smell the same.
So if your husband gave you 10 roses on Valentine's Day, and then the next year he gives you 100 roses on Valentine's Day, would the smell be better?
It smell like roses.
Commissioners?
There are other businesses like yours in the area
Into town. There is.
within a mile, let's say?
Within a mile of me?
You know,
I don't believe, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
would you say your business is compatible with the surrounding area?
I mean, I wouldn't see how it'd be different than already I'm doing. I don't see why not. There's a lot of agriculture around there.
And you've had your business for 4 years now?
Yes, sir. I was the first license here in Valencia County.
Had any neighbors complain in that 4 years?
Not to me, no.
Not to you,
No.
to somebody else?
Got any complaints? I've been inspected by the state. I've been inspected by county. Haven't had any issues renewing my license every year.
Commissioners? Just a side note, Mr. Baca, why did we get such a huge thing from the fire department?
Chairman Commissioners, so she's already done her fire inspection. She wanted to provide that to you guys for your knowledge, she has done a fire inspection
Oh,
on that specific
So this
structure
is
already.
from the petitioner?
Yes, sir.
this
That's
one's
from the
from the
petitioner.
county, right?
That is the
Looks like-
fire report that she supplied for.
Yeah, okay.
That's
all right.
just to confirm that they did already receive the inspection.
For the licenses,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Okay, just, well, I understand that, but I was just like, because we never get the whole reports like that. And so then when I was reading over it and I was like, I don't even know why they
Long
gave us like this.
document.
It is
You know,
long.
it's like 22 pages and yeah,
We
so,
only saw one finding on page 8, which is the battery backup, the fire extinguishers required to be serviced annually, and yours was in 2023. Is it fixed?
Yes.
You've had
Yes.
done
Yeah,
24,
yes.
25,
Yes.
26, okay. That's the only one I saw.
Yeah.
Mr. Bishop, have you been inspected or are you under any type of investigation or inspection for that matter from RLD or state police?
No, I've had RLD inspect already for the year. And that's,
You're required to be inspected annually.
yes,
Everything's up to par.
yes. I just had my inspection.
Any complaints or visits from state police?
No.
Anything else, commissioners? Go ahead, have a seat.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, if there's anybody present wishing to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioners, now would be the time. Please sign in and state your name for the record.
Teddy Segura. I am currently the cultivator with TNA Farm. I just wanted to state that it should be approved just because I don't feel like it would have a negative impact on any of the neighbors from currently what we are currently doing there now. As far as the water goes, there won't be any more water than what we are currently able to use. We do sit on 2 acres of land and have water rights for the land, and whatever water that we are currently able to use, that's all that we would be using. We wouldn't be uptaking any more water or any stuff like that. Everything will stay indoors. And a lot of the time, most of the time when we do water we water through the well.
And you do utilize the drip system, correct?
Yes, sir. We have, we fill up a 500-gallon tank through the well, and that will run us for a week or so.
That it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but you understand that if you're providing water for 20 plants,
Yes, sir.
but if you're providing water for 100 plants,
Oh, yeah, it's going to be more.
right?
Yeah, but like I said, we're allowed 200, and we would never be watering more than 200
Right.
plants.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that you brought that up because those are the answers that we're looking for.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, so and as the cultivator, well, I guess really that's it. What about artificial? Is there any use of artificial or like GMOs or anything like that when you?
So
do
I
the-
use, I try to keep it all natural. I use calcium, I'll use molasses, stuff like that sort. So I'd like to use chemicals into my stuff, try to keep it all natural.
Okay, for the
And that's just for the sake of the consumer. You don't want to have a bunch of stuff in your product whenever you're consuming it. So
okay, what's your waste on that? What's the percentage of waste when it comes to the plants?
like as in leaves and all that stuff, that all gets back put into the compost. So it all gets reused.
So you have a local compost pile there?
And on the property, yes, sir.
So how do you compost the?
So any of the soil that was previously used for the plants goes into a pile. You put in your amendments, worm castings, bat guano, anything that you need, and you'll just mix it constantly for the next few months until it's ready to go again.
With like a tractor or?
No, just by hand.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna say maybe like a 10 by 12 area. And we'll just go in there and shovel it.
And that handles it all?
For the
20
most part,
plants?
yeah, for whatever's there and then whatever's in the buckets.
10 by 12 is 120 square feet.
Just about, yes, sir.
So if you increase by 400%, you're looking at,
Well, it's whatever's there set is already set for the 200 plants. So nothing like we won't have to increase whatever the space that's there already is already set for the 200 plants. We won't have to make a bigger spot for it. We won't have to move it or anything. Everything that we built for the business is already how we set up for 200 plants.
How many harvests do you do a year?
Every 3 months, we try to keep it every 3 months. So about
4 harvests a year?
Yeah, depending on issues that come along with the harvest or whatnot, cure time.
Do you start from seed?
Yes, sir.
So out of those seeds, you're not guaranteed male or all female, correct?
No, sir. So if we're only allowed 200. So if we plant 200 seeds, by the time they get to a mature size where we could identify if they're female or male, we might end up with 150, 120. So it's never going to consistently that 200.
Commissioners?
Nothing else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there anybody else present wishing to speak in favor of the petitioner? Now's your time if you want to come forward and speak in favor of the petitioner. Hearing none, is there anybody present wishing to speak against the petitioner? Sir, please come forward, sign in, and state your name for the record.
Signed in. My name is Dave Spires.
Did you receive a letter from the county?
Yes,
Okay.
right there. Yes, we're the immediate east neighbor of the business. My biggest concern, and it sounds like it was addressed, was a retail setting. Retail customers coming to the location, coming in, going out. That was my biggest worry. And that sounds like that is not going to happen.
Right.
So hearing that from her, do you still have any concerns against her?
No, we actually, like I say, we're almost the nearest neighbor and haven't smelled anything at harvest. Some of our neighbors say that they have, but that's not me. So,
okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else present wishing to come forward and speak against the petitioner?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Nathan Snow. I'm a neighbor, but not directly. I live.
Did you sign in, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you get a letter from the county?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I live at 67 Hadamia Road, which is just a block away, or about a block away. My concern, I didn't even know this business was being operated there. This business producing cannabis is approximately a quarter of a mile from an elementary school. We have a number of children, grandchildren that are in the area. And this sort of business, to me, is not an appropriate business for a residential area that this is. I mean, we've been doing agricultural. My wife's family is about 5 generations farming in the area. And we are agricultural, and cannabis is not something that we believe should be done in this area with the makeup of the community there. I understand they said they have water rights. I know, the state law requires that. It's just not a business that I think should be there at all, period. And
Baca, could you put the overhead map on there again and scan out and give me a measurement for, which school is that? Hadamia School or?
That's Rio Grande Elementary.
Rio Grande Elementary.
That's on East Side School Road, and
Okay, we'll get a measurement right now. Give me
Yeah.
just a second.
yeah, it's East Side School Road and Orchard.
Right.
The playground is on that corner.
Okay,
so
we'll get-
approximately a quarter mile.
We'll get it.
Okay. So, I mean, I am dead set against it respectfully, and didn't even know it was there. wish it wasn't there.
So when did you find out that that was there?
I was notified by my family members that it was on the agenda, and I read it in the news bulletin, and that was the first. I mean, based on the agenda, it says to operate a vertically integrated cannabis microbusiness. I didn't even know one was there, period.
Right, so when
Before that
when
fact.
did you find out that there was one there? That there was a cannabis business there?
When she stated that there was already a business there. Ms. Segura.
Oh, so just now in the meeting?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
10 minutes ago,
Okay, okay. That's what I'm,
was made aware of
right.
it 10 minutes ago,
Okay,
yes.
So give me just a second. We want to get this measurement.
1,600 feet.
1,600 feet?
1,600 feet, so it's 300 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Right, that's a half a mile?
300
Yeah,
feet.
but
1573.8, 1,600 feet. So we, you know,
the rule is
code is what? 300 feet
300.
from a school?
Commissioners, that's correct. So 300 feet from a daycare, school, or religious establishment.
Okay. Commissioners, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Mr.
And he is-
No, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you, sir. Mhm. Anybody else present wishing to come forward and speak against this? Come step forward, sign in, and state
Yes.
your name for the record.
Yes, I signed in. Thank you. My name is Carol Baca, and my husband is back here, and I'm representing him and myself. And we did receive a letter. We live at 56 Jaramillo Road, and my husband grew up and grew up on the farm. He's 72 years, almost 73 years, 72 years old. Sorry, Art. And anyway, so he grew up on the farm, and we've never had a neighbor that had the cannabis, and we're totally against it because and now with maybe 200 plants or whatever, it could be higher than that or maybe a little bit lower. That means more traffic on the area. We go on that road daily because we like to go on East Side School Road to get to the light to turn left on River Road. So we go on that street like 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how many times we go into town. So we do pass by there a lot. And no, there's not a whole lot of traffic there, but there could be, it sounds like. And I just want to express our deepest that we do not want that to happen at our place. It's rural. That's what we grew up in. That's what he grew up with. I've been married to him for 33 years. We built our house there. We have permanent pasture that we rent out our pasture to cattle. That's what we want to see on this area. We don't want to see this. So I really would like you to really consider not approving this. Thank you.
So the only reason you don't want it there is for the visual of driving by?
Well, the whole issue is, I guess maybe that's part of it, yes, but I guess it's just the name of it and I just don't like it. I mean, what can I say? I just don't like it.
So here's a question.
Yes.
Had you not received a letter or not known about that cannabis growing?
Oh, we knew.
Would you know it was there?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
How would you know?
Because we see it. It's in our backyard.
Are there plants out there growing?
No, but we see the security. You can tell. You just know it's
So
there.
there's security, and you cannot see any plants. They're in an enclosed area.
Correct.
Thank you.
So what is visually unappealing to you?
I guess the whole, just the building, you know, it's a barn type. It's not that bad, I guess. But I guess my issue is the traffic later. That could come with this business, if you will, and just if they in the Orchard Road is a small road. I mean, it's just, you know, two-way traffic. It's very small. So if you get more traffic on it, again, we use that Orchard Road daily, like 4 or 5 times a day, maybe more. But I'm just saying, we just personally don't like it. And that's all I can tell you.
Commissioners? Okay, thank you, Carol.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else wish to come forward and speak against the petitioner? One more chance. Anybody else present wishing to come forward and speak against the petitioner? Hearing none. Mr. Baca, there was one letter that was sent in, and this is by a person of standing. Could you please read that?
Chairman, Commissioners, we did receive a letter from James Alderete, who does have standing at 49 Gonzalez Road. This is my public comment for TNT Farms for cannabis wanting to located 62 Orchard Road for February 24th, 2026, public hearing, conditional use number 2026-004. I do not approve this decision happening right by my land in my neighborhood. Been living here for over 30 plus years. My health, not the best at this time. Lots of my neighbors are over the age and retired. The smell of it, not good for my lungs. I have pulmonary problems. Also in oxygen, for me, this is a no. Thank you, James Alderete.
Commissioners?
I got nothing else.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing? So this is in my district. I don't like cannabis, but the state has said that people can come in. Ms. Segura, according to her testimony, was like one of the first people to get a license here in the county. And she's had that license for 4 years. She's had no complaints. She did say that sometimes the smell during harvest gets a little worse. She's going to harvest 4 times a year. So for those 4 times of harvest, there's a smell. But from everybody who said anything, nobody has said anything about a smell. We've had a couple people that were for it, or I'm not going to say for it. We had a gentleman that said he was against it, but once he found out that it's not for retail, he was like, yeah, then I'm okay with it. I believe that was Mr. Spires. The school, somewhere between a quarter mile and a half mile away, but that's definitely within the bounds of the rules. We had another person that came forward and said that she doesn't like it because of the visual, but it's in a barn, and there's a lot of security around it. Personally, I think security is a good thing. So just because somebody's doing a business that perhaps I may not like does not mean that I would vote against it. With all the departmental reviews, other than the sheriff's office, there's no issues. So, Ms. Segura, could you come back up? Do you have any problem with the sheriff's department?
I do not.
Have you had the sheriff's department come out?
We also do treatment foster care. We actually don't put the two together. I don't like to relate the two together. But yes, I do also do treatment foster care. So in the past, we have had to contact law enforcement and help us de-escalate kiddos because we do treatment. It is not regular foster care. These are kiddos with behaviors.
Okay,
So I know how that goes.
Huh?
I know how that goes.
Right. So for the public, I would like you to expand on that a little bit because some people might be thinking, uh-oh,
Yes, sir.
kids and drugs were involved. So I'm giving you the opportunity to expand on that right now.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I hold both licenses. We did put the kid, we do not have kiddos in our home right now, currently. That's why I would like to pick back up my personal business. But yes, we were doing the two together. We are the only probably family in the state that were doing the two separately. The kiddos had no idea what we do, absolutely at all. Probably just as some of the neighbors are aware of our business, the kiddos didn't know either.
What ages were they?
I'm sorry?
What ages were the kids?
We've done all bunch of ages. We usually do older kiddos, so we've done them from 8 years old to 17 years old. Wide ranges, but yes, we have had to contact law enforcement, unfortunately, when our kiddos are threatening to elope, or trashing our house, breaking windows, attacking our animals or attacking ourselves, property damage or anything like that, to where we just need that additional help. We've had to contact the
So
sheriff.
just for the record, the calls were initiated by you in reference to your foster kids.
Yes, sir.
Had nothing to
Never-
do
Never
with
to my
with your
business.
business.
Correct. Never to my business. It's always just been the kiddos.
Commissioners?
Question, Mr. Baca, does foster care fall under daycare?
Chairman Commissioners, we would not recognize that under the definition of daycare necessarily. Foster care is something entirely separate from that.
And they have a full understanding of what we do as well. They know,
It's-
they are,
it's
they're
regulated by
of what we
by
do.
the state also, but yeah, foster
exactly.
care is treatment foster care is so much different than a foster care. I feel you.
Thank you. And we absolutely are very aware of children being around because we've had them in our home, and they didn't even know what we did. So we are very, very careful with it, with any type of minors. And this property is actually my grandparents' property. So my grandfather actually gardened and farmed and did all of that. And we were fortunate to take over that property. So my lineage goes back quite a bit as well.
And I'm gonna ask kind of like a naive question, but is there anything under RLD that would prohibit foster care from?
No, no, both licenses are fully aware and they're all, everything's compliant.
And they're familiar with you running the business there?
Yes, sir.
Now with foster care, you have to disclose everything,
Yeah.
everything. They do a total background check on your butt, man.
Right.
God.
Fingerprinting, everything.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
they're pretty tough. Commissioners, anything else?
I'm good.
Bill, I feel the same as you. You know, I'm not a huge advocate of cannabis. Coming from the law enforcement side, there's a lot of problems that come along with alcohol and cannabis. And but I really don't see anything at this point that would make me think either way.
Thank you.
That it? I guess this is on me then, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve. I think that this young lady has proven herself very proficient in what her craft is. And, you know, when somebody's complaining that there's security, it's like, this is one of the things that we always look for is like, are you going to have security cameras up, you know? Nobody's complaining about a smell. I think that she's doing everything the right way. And if she wants to expand, why not? She's got the license for it. She's got the intelligence and the, you know, gumption for it. I say, you go for it. You understand that, you know,
Yes, sir.
you understand the parameters that you're under, and it sure seems like you've got a very good working knowledge of it, and you've got a very good history of doing the right thing. So I'm going to make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion with a second. Any discussion on the motion in the second?
No.
Hearing none, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote? Commissioner Moran, how do you vote? Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes. All right. Thank you. Moving right
you.
along,
Thank you.
action item 8, the next meeting of the Valencia County Planning and Zoning Commission will be Tuesday, March 24th at 3 p.m. And action item number 9, adjournment.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
Motion with a second. Any discussion on the motion in a second? Hearing none, this meeting is, call the vote.
Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote? Commissioner Moran, how do you vote? Commissioner Aguilar, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Freeman, how do you vote? And Chairman Sublett, how do you vote?
Yes, this meeting is adjourned.
This motion is adjourned.